criticizing. I'm just asking because I want to learn. Why is it that, see, no one, and I don't think Bank of America is a great institution, by the way. They only gave one SBA loan out in Rhode Island last year for 50 grand. You know, so I'm not a big fan of Bank of America. But then again, and they've had some practices that have been terrible, you know, as far as lending and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But no one elected the CEO to be head of Bank of America except the stockholders over here. But the people who gave Bank of America and gave Fisker and gave all these companies the go-ahead to do all these crazy things were the politicians who were taking money from them. And I've said that they should.
Well, why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't they? You know, you know, if they're getting their own hands greased, why wouldn't they?
And they've been bailing them out with the people who bail them out were the congressmen and the senators of the United States and the president.
Exactly. Well, people are just getting hip to this, that's all. I mean, everybody's been kind of slow on the uptake to figure this out, and I think what's happened with Obama in the last year, people say, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
You know, there's not going to be any change.
I mean,
either party.
Yeah, his Obama, I mean, going out he got more money from Wall Street than anybody in his election. Yeah. I mean, and no one can tell me that he was the other night raising money from Wall Street. Barney Frank, the congressman from Fall River.
They're all in everybody's pocket.
Yeah,
I'm no professional. I'm not a professor. I would suggest people listen to Noam Chomsky and maybe go and listen to Gerald Celente. Google these names. There's a lot of really good information. It's bigger than we'd ever thought. The horror of the whole thing is just so overwhelming that I think we're all just kind of exhausted thinking about it.
We had, you know, and I think that ire is directed in the wrong location. All you got to do is a simple process.
We can't vote. Who are we going to vote for? Whoever we vote for.
Well, you know, you got to run people for office or support people for office who, in fact, are not going to bend to those constituencies.
Who might that be?
Oh, well, that might be you. It might.
I'm not either.
I'm not ready to give up on democracy, nor am I ready to give up on capitalism.
Let's say we either. Well, let's say we have a third-party candidate that comes up. What happened the last time we had a third-party candidate? That's the reason Bush got in office.
You ensure the lesser qualified will get elected.
Well, you know what's interesting is that we don't know right now, buddy. We don't know what's going to happen because this has never gone on. We've never taken on something like this. We've never tried to make an entire shift in the vote, you know, I mean, Ron Paul suggesting, you know, one vote, you know, just a true democracy, not a plutocracy.
Yeah.
We vote, our representatives don't vote, you count the votes, and that's who is elected. No money involved. It doesn't seem that complicated.
But you know what? You have a lot more support in the public if you directed your ire. Yes, it's the way you're directing it, and you have the beeps and groans and moans for what you're talking about.
But you mean Bank of America?
You did that. You know, and what about? I don't know how intelligent people, and there are people down there who are intelligent. I've spoken to them. I don't know why they don't say, try to get answers. I mean, Sheldon Whitehouse sends you guys spaghetti and meatballs from his town dinner last night.
Isn't that nice of him?
Yeah.
They were a little mushy.
Yeah. And do you know who paid for the meatballs and spaghetti? Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs.
There's a couple of nice meatball people over there. What can I say?
Well, I'm telling you, those are the people who actually supported him.
But you're preaching to the choir here.
You know,
and I'm telling you, I'm like you. I believe in democracy and I believe in capitalism. It's in the stuff. We just think towards a few things.
You just got the wrong people in there.
We got the wrong people in there.
That's exactly right. I mean, when you get Barney, let me finish this point. You got Barney Frank, who said, I support the Occupy Wall Street movement. And yet, where does he go last Thursday night? He goes to Entercore, which is the company that bailed out, did the structured settlement for General Motors, wanted a $16 million fee from the federal government. They got offices all over the world, and he's over there in bed with them.
Follow the money.
Raised $2,500 from everybody who was there. Everybody that went there probably raised thousands of dollars. Yet he supports Occupy Wall Street, but yet he's taking money hand over fist from the Wall Street people. That's why I can't be. You people are too smart for that.
I don't know how smart we are. Maybe we're stupid. I don't know if we're smart or stupid. All I know is we're out there giving it a try. We're out there, really, we just have to dial.
You have to have a focus. You have to have a focus. You know.
We don't have
By the way, who's playing the guitar down there?
I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't like that. I don't guitar music. I just
Laurel,
listen. Don't forget, buddy. Noam Chomsky kept people
We'll call you. We'll call you.
All right.
Let me know. All right. Gather some people for us to come on the show. All right. It's 4:30. Carolyn Crozier, WP. Forcing their angst at these corporations. Yeah, they should be there too because they're enablers. But the ones who we have patches on them, you know, White House can have like Goldman Sachs and Bank of America and all this stuff, and you know, Boeing and.
It's all true. I mean, but I mean, the only way that people, the only way to convince yourself of anything is to research it. You know? Not to listen to the news, because the news is all, they're not going to tell you the truth.
But this is, we are not the enemy. Good, very good. This book is for sale for $10.